Hello my friends, welcome to another video, and this time around we are talking about the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus after 72 hours of usage. So you may consider this video to be a first impressions after using this device for 3 days, and this is an opinion by a real consumer, not your typical YouTuber. So I've been using the S9 Plus for 72 hours, and I have a couple of things on my mind to tell you. First things first, let's start with the things that I don't really like about the S9 Plus. And the first thing is, if you want, battery life, and what I mean by this is standby times, which in my opinion aren't the best. Basically, if you leave your device when you go to sleep, you're gonna pick it up in the morning with about 6% of battery less. And this compared to the Huawei Mate 10, my previous device, it's a lot, because that one I would have lost throughout the night only 1, at best 2% out of battery. Second thing that I don't like is the fact that when using the cameras to video record, the device overheats, and it overheats like crazy. Today, for example, I shot a short video and the device got up to 48 degrees Celsius. When I picked the device in my hand, it was really hot, and this is a thing that I don't like, especially when considering the fact that this is a last gen processor or CPU made by Samsung, the 9810 Exynos. Second of all, if you want, what I don't like is the fact that it costs a lot. 950 euros is the price that I paid for this smartphone. Don't get me wrong, it's a premium smartphone with top-notch quality and also features, but still 1000 euros, it's a bit on the steep side, and not everyone is capable to pay this price. And I don't know what's going on with this trend of I don't know, overinflating the price on such devices. Apple did it first, then everyone else followed. Samsung, Huawei, LG, every manufacturer in the world. These are basically my main gripes, if you want, with this device after using it for 3 days. Now let's talk about the good things, and pretty much everything else it's on the good side. Starting with design and build quality, which, as I said, is top notch. This is a premium device with a excellent display in terms of colors, in terms of contrast, in terms of color rendition, and also in terms of design, because this time around Samsung decided to not make the curvature of the display as pronounced as on previous models. What I still don't like is the fact that the back of the device is made still out of glass, but that's a personal choice. Cameras, excellent. We do sport a novelty, which is the fact that now we have a sensor capable of dual aperture. We got f1.5 and f2.4 on the main one, and on the secondary we got a fixed aperture of f2.4. Great pictures in some scenarios. In other scenarios I've seen the Huawei Mate 10 perform better. Portrait mode is a lot better than it was on the Note 8, but still it's not comparable to the Huawei Mate 10. And video capability is absolutely amazing on this device. I highly enjoy taking videos with the S9 Plus. Both sensors are optical stabilized. You get 4K at 60 FPS, but you are limited to only 6 minutes of video recording in that resolution. And you get super slow-mo, 960 fps at 720p. I know it's less than what Sony is offering with the Xperia XZ2, but if you ask me, as a personal choice, I do consider the implementation of Samsung to be a lot better, mainly because you also get a video editor that allows you to edit the video that you captured in slow-mo by adding effects and also adding music to that clip. So the experience is a lot better. What I don't like, again, at the camera is the fact that for some strange reason they basically decided to copy the iPhone's camera menu. Don't get me wrong, it looks okay, but it's not something that I actually prefer. You get a lot of features, and you also get a Pro mode and a food mode. This time around with the Samsung super fast camera, or something like that it's called. Exynos 9810 octa-core, 2.7 GHz is the speed. Mali G72 is the GPU with 18 cores. By default, all phones come with 6 GB of RAM and also with 64 GB of internal storage. In terms of speed of processing and opening apps, RAM management and so on, I haven't noticed the slightest issue with the S9 Plus. Furthermore, you get a dedicated DRAM memory for the camera in order for it to process the super slow motion video capability. You get all the features that Samsung Experience brings with this phone, and I'm very satisfied with the overall experience. I haven't noticed any sluggishness, any freezing, any reboots, any problems so far in using this device for the last 3 days. Very high quality. Audio quality, excellent again. I think, and this is my personal opinion again, that right now the S9 Plus offers the best speakers on the market. Basically, you get Dolby Atmos support. You can enable it in the settings and it sounds amazing. It's one of the best, if not the best sound that I've heard from a smartphone, with the exception, if you want, of Huawei's Mate 10. But even this, in my opinion, beats the Mate 10 in terms of quality. You get support for all the codecs. You get everything that you need to have the best multimedia experience with the S9 Plus. Call quality, excellent. Signal quality, excellent. No issues, no problems in this department. Everything just works. And after 72 hours of using the S9 Plus, I have to say that this is the first time in a very long time that I feel that a Samsung device is actually worth the price. I had the Note 8. I didn't like it. I had everything else previous to the Note 8 in the Galaxy lineup, the S line or the Note line, and every time I had issues in my experience with Samsung devices. This time around I feel and I can actually see some changes that actually make a difference compared to the previous models. There are still things that I don't enjoy, and hopefully they can be removed. for example, with a software update. And the major one for me right now, if you want, is the battery life and also the battery standby times. That's the biggest problem. Battery life is great so far, at least for me, with my type of usage, with my apps, with the stuff that I do. I usually get between 6 to 7 hours of screen on time on a single charge. But compared to Huawei Mate 10, my previous device, I do consider that the Mate 10 gave me some better times in respect for the battery life. This pretty much does it for this video, guys. It's just a first impressions if you want. It's been only 72 hours since I started using the device. As I said, there are a lot of great things about this device that I enjoy, and the not so good things aren't too many, to be actually honest with you. And there are no longer, if you want, the same complaints that I had with previous Samsung devices. I'm actually enjoying this phone for the first time. As I said, I'm actually enjoying a Samsung smartphone, and this is great news. Still, to my humble opinion, I do consider that the price tag is too big, really, honestly. See you in the next one. Until then, as always, be safe.